Does your mind ever feel loud, like a constant storm of thoughts, self-doubt, and what-ifs? You might think the world is distracting you, but what if the noise is actually coming from inside? We scroll on our phones because we can't stand being still. We fill every moment with chatter because silence feels uncomfortable. We chase validation from others because our own inner voice isn't strong enough. This isn't just a lack of focus. It's a state of inner chaos. But here's the secret. True, unshakable focus isn't found by adding more to your life. It's forged in the quiet. It's built in the space between your thoughts, the pause where real discipline is born. If you can't control your attention, you can't control your life. That's a hard truth, but facing it is the first step. Think about it. Every time you get pulled into a pointless conversation, every time you mindlessly scroll for that next little dopamine hit, you're making a trade. You're trading a piece of your focus, a piece of your mission, for a moment of distraction. Over time, this constant trade weakens your mental edge. You're teaching your brain to crave nonsense, and the weaker your focus becomes, the further you drift from your goals. But you have a choice, right now. You can let that internal noise run your life, or you can take command of your own mind. You decide what deserves your attention. You decide when to embrace silence, because silence isn't empty, it's powerful. It's where your best ideas surface, where your most profound work gets done, and where your strongest self awakens. The moment you try this, the moment you choose to sit in silence, the noise will fight back. Your mind will scream that you're bored. It'll convince you that you're missing out on something important. It will beg you to just check your phone for a second. Don't give in. That feeling? That's the weakness leaving your system. It's your mind detoxing from a constant diet of distraction. Your job is to sit through it, breathe through it, observe your thoughts like clouds passing in the sky, but don't get carried away by them. The goal isn't to stop thinking. It's to direct your thoughts with purpose. You're not the victim of your mind, you're its leader. You build this quiet mental fortress the same way you build muscle, through consistent, daily practice. Try this tomorrow. Wake up and for just 10 minutes, don't touch your phone. Don't speak, just be present. Breathe deeply. Observe the morning. Direct your mind toward what truly matters for your day. These small moments of discipline, repeated every single day, will eventually make calm your default state. Ultimately, you don't need more motivation to focus. You need higher standards for what you give your attention to. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. You just need to set boundaries for yourself. The game isn't about avoiding the noise of the world. It's about mastering your own inner silence. Because the person who can command their inner world can command their outer world. When your mind is calm, your actions become precise and powerful. When your attention is truly yours, your power is truly yours. This is how you separate yourself from the crowd, not by frantically doing more, but by focusing more deeply on what counts. You've started the journey to control the noise. Now, you're ready for the next level, mastering your response when emotion enters the battlefield. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more content on building an unbreakable mindset. See you in the next one. You know what your biggest opponent is? It's not the world, it's not the person next to you. It's your own emotion. It's that knee-jerk reaction that shatters your precision and clouds your judgment. And when your judgment is clouded, your execution collapses. Think about it. You can't think clearly when you're overwhelmed. You can't plan when you're seeing red. You can't lead when you're impulsive. Calm is a superpower. Chaos is a trap. The person who stays calm, who stays centered, wins every single time. When you're reactive, you hand over your advantage. Top athletes live by this. The player who lets anger take over fumbles the ball or misses the shot. The investor who panics sells at the bottom. The leader who takes every critique personally loses the respect of their team. Emotion destroys precision. It's a fundamental law. Every single time life throws a punch, you have a choice. You can either react or you can respond. Reacting is pure emotion. Responding is deliberate, it's strategic. You don't need someone else's apology to find your calm. You don't need the world to be fair before you start thinking clearly. You are the one who decides how long an emotion gets to control you. That is the key. Emotional control isn't about becoming a robot and feeling nothing. Not at all. It means you own what you feel. You see the anger, you acknowledge the fear, but you don't let it become you. You can feel anger without being reckless. You can experience fear without letting it dictate your every move. You can care deeply about something and still act with a clear, strategic mind. That, right there, is true strength. And you train for this strength, just like you train your body in the gym, daily, deliberately, and especially under pressure. So the next time something triggers you, just pause. Don't speak. Don't type that angry comment. Just breathe. Let that wave of emotion wash over you and pass. Then, and only then, act with logic. This is how you build detachment. One delayed reaction at a time. Detach. Observe. Execute. That's your new formula. Write it down. Repeat it to yourself when you feel that heat rising in your chest. When your emotion spikes, consciously slow your breathing. When your heart starts racing, deliberately control the tone of your voice. You can't stop the feelings from showing up, but you can absolutely stop them from taking the driver's seat. That's the real difference between amateurs and professionals, between the emotional and the exceptional. You don't need to win every argument. You need to win your composure. You don't need to control other people. You need to control your own internal state. Ultimately, this isn't about suppressing emotion, it's about mastering execution. The world doesn't reward your reactions, it rewards your results. The calm mind builds empires. The reactive mind burns everything to the ground. The calm mind is patient, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The reactive mind exhausts itself, chasing shadows and fighting ghosts. Every day you have to choose which one you're going to be. That choice is your discipline. That choice is your edge. You've learned to master your reaction. Now it's time to build something real, something that lasts. Thank you so much for watching. If this message resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you build your best life. See you in the next one. Doubt dies in the face of discipline. That's not a quote from some ancient book. That's reality. See, confidence isn't something you get from talking or from getting hyped up. It comes from repetition, from proof. It comes from showing up when every part of you wants to stay home. Think about it. People who are always chasing motivation, they stay weak. But people who build discipline, they grow strong. Motivation is just an emotion, it's a feeling. It comes and goes. Discipline, on the other hand, is mechanical. It's a system. You can't build a solid foundation on something as unpredictable as your feelings. Feelings are like the daily weather, constantly changing. Discipline is the climate. It's what you can count on day in and day out. So you have a choice. Are you going to be driven by your emotions, or are you going to be driven by execution? That is the real dividing line between the people who almost do it and the people who actually do. Most people stop when things get tough, when it starts to hurt, but the disciplined ones, they keep going. Calmly, methodically, without letting emotion get in the way. Why? Because they understand a fundamental truth. Discipline removes doubt. Every single day that you act without emotion, you're hardening your mind. You're forging it into steel. Every time you follow through on a commitment when you really don't want to, you build proof. Proof that you can trust yourself. And that's what discipline really is, at its core. It's proof. You say you'll wake up early and you do it. That's proof. You say you'll go for that run even when it's raining and you do it. That's proof. You promise yourself you'll stay focused when everyone else around you is quitting, and you do. That's more proof. And all that proof kills doubt faster and more permanently than a fleeting burst of motivation ever could. Discipline isn't loud or flashy. It's quiet. It doesn't need to announce its arrival. It just repeats itself over and over. It's in the sound of your alarm clock going off at 5 a.m. It's in that late-night study session when the rest of the world is asleep. It's in those extra reps in the gym that no one will ever see or record. That's the real work. That's the work that builds your identity. And when identity takes over, you don't even need motivation anymore. You act because that's just who you are now. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need to feel ready. You just do the work because readiness is irrelevant. The mission doesn't wait for your mood. This is the key. Discipline gives you something that emotion never can: certainty. When you've consistently done the work, You don't have to wonder if you can handle the pressure. You know you can. When you've shown up for yourself every single day, you don't need to chase confidence. You are confidence. This is why discipline completely destroys doubt. It replaces a fragile belief with cold, hard evidence. So stop waiting to feel good before you start. Just start, and the feeling will follow. Stop chasing confidence and start building it one action at a time, because the more disciplined you become, the quieter your fear gets. Discipline doesn't just build your strength, it builds your peace of mind. You don't need to believe you're going to win. You just need to keep doing the work day after day until winning becomes your new normal. That's how you eliminate doubt, one disciplined act at a time. You've learned how to move without emotion. Now it is time to master distance, to find the power to remain calm even when everything around you is burning. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and join us. Let's keep building. Ever feel like your emotions are running the show? Like you're constantly reacting instead of acting? Well, there's a big difference between seeing a situation clearly and just feeling your way through it. Most people don't actually see reality. They feel it. They interpret everything through a lens of emotion, and that's exactly why they make weak, impulsive decisions. But here's the secret. You don't have to feel everything to understand it. You don't have to take every comment, every setback, every little thing personally to respond effectively. The moment you learn to step back, you suddenly see the whole picture. You stop reacting like a victim of circumstance and start thinking like a strategist planning their next move. That shift is everything. Think about a surgeon in the middle of a complex operation. The patient is bleeding. The room is filled with tension. But does the surgeon panic? No. Do they rush? Absolutely not. They take a deep breath. They focus. They cut with absolute precision. Why? Because emotion has no place in the operating room. Emotion clouds judgment and destroys accuracy. And guess what? Life works the same way. The soldier on the battlefield, the entrepreneur facing a crisis, the leader under immense pressure, they all live by one unbreakable rule. Emotional distance keeps you sharp. It keeps you alive. Panic makes you blind, but detachment makes you a predator. You have a choice in every single moment. You can react, get swept away by the current, and lose control. Or you can take a step back, observe and lead your own mind. Now, a lot of people hear detachment and think it means you don't care. They couldn't be more wrong. Detachment isn't apathy, it's control. It's the highest form of self-mastery. You can care deeply about something and still remain calm. You can love people with all your heart and still hold firm boundaries. You can feel the weight of the world and still act with unwavering clarity. That's the key. You don't need anyone's permission to stay composed. You don't have to match the chaotic energy of the people around you. You can choose to be an island of peace in the middle of their storm. And that calm, that stillness will dominate everything. Emotional distance isn't weakness. It's a powerful strategy. It is what allows you to make the right call when everyone else is drowning in their own reactions. And that's why you have to practice it every single day. So, the next time someone offends you, pause. When stress hits you like a tidal wave, breathe. When you feel that urge to lash out, to react, just wait. Give it 5 seconds. Those 5 seconds can save you from 5 days or even 5 years of regret. That's the rule. Pause, breathe, decide. That pause is where your true power lives, because in that small gap, emotion starts to fade and logic begins to take over. That's where you stop being controlled and start being in control. Listen, you don't have to attend every emotional battle you're invited to. You don't owe an explanation for your calm to people who thrive on chaos. You just need to protect your energy like it's the most valuable currency you own, because it is. When you master emotional distance, you stop being reactive and start being relentless. You stop getting pulled around by fleeting feelings and start being guided by your purpose. And that's how you move with precision while everyone else stumbles around in confusion. You've learned to control emotion from a distance. Now, it's time to merge that inner calm with outer power, to strike with precision while remaining perfectly still inside. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you master your mind. See you in the next one. There's a strange paradox to power, a secret that many miss. To truly command your world, you must be two things at once: calm on the inside and relentless on the outside. That's the formula. A cold mind and hot execution. Think about it. Most people have this completely backward. They move at a frantic pace, but their thoughts are a total mess. They chase after everything and end up hitting nothing. They've fallen for the trap of confusing motion with progress. But real power doesn't rush. Real power is patient. It waits for the perfect moment. And when that moment comes, it strikes. You have to learn to think like ice, still, controlled, perfectly clear. Imagine your mind like a frozen lake, reflective, calm, and untouchable. When your mind is this cold, no fleeting emotion can melt your focus. Chaos will just burn itself out trying to get your attention. You stop reacting and start observing. You don't flinch, you decide. That is the key. But inside that absolute calm, you build a fire. This is your drive, your hunger, your unwavering commitment to execution. So when the time to act finally arrives, you move with surgical precision and overwhelming power. There's no hesitation, no wasted motion. This is what separates the elite from the emotional. Timing. The best don't just move first, they move right. So you have a choice. You can live like everyone else, constantly rushing, panicking, chasing shadows. Or you can master the paradox: cold thought, hot action. The fire burns in your purpose while the ice protects your judgment. Both must coexist, or you'll burn out trying to win. Think of a sniper. They wait for hours in complete silence. Their breathing is slow, their pulse is steady. There's no emotion, no unnecessary movement, just pure, focused readiness. And when the target aligns, it's one single motion, one shot. That is mastery. That is what emotional control looks like in action. You don't need to be moving all the time. You just need to move at the right time. You don't need to constantly prove your energy. You need to direct it. It's never been about speed, it's about precision. It's not about making noise, it's about execution. Every single move you make must have a purpose. That's discipline. When you finally master this stillness, you become unstoppable, because nothing owns your attention anymore. Not anger, not fear, not the endless distractions of the modern world. The storms can rage all around you, but you remain the calm center. The world can scream for your reaction, but you stay silent, because you've learned that everything obeys your focus. Cold mind, hot execution, let that become your natural state. Calm thought, ruthless action. That's how you win in silence and dominate in motion. And you don't need anyone's permission to move this way. You don't need validation for your stillness. You're not doing this for them, you're doing it for control. Because the one who controls himself controls his world. You've now learned to be cold in mind and hot in motion. You've understood the power of silence, of distance, of discipline. Now it is time to bring it all together, to close the gap between your control and your creation. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on mastering your mindset. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next one.